Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to remove my blue set on my left hand and then do a new set. So I'm using a coarse ceramic bit that I got off of Amazon. I'll link that below. I'll link everything below. So I use that to trim the nail down and remove the bulk of these nails. I don't take everything off with this because it will tear apart my natural nail if I get too close to my natural nail with it. So I am leaving a thin layer on there. I come in with a medium sanding band after this and remove the rest of it. That way I cause minimal damage to my natural nail. And then when I'm done with the sanding band, I'll come in with a medium cuticle bit and I'll remove my cuticle. So I'm going to come in with a dehydrator, a primer, and then a base coat, and I'll cure the base coat before I move on. Now I'm going to put on some nail forms. These are Mia's Secret. They're super sticky. I love them. They're easy to work with. These little tabs at the bottom give you something to hold on to while you're working with it. So I cut the sides so that it fits better. I'm learning that this makes my nail come out better. So I just get that put on. I'll do a couple nails at a time and then I'll cure them so that I can take my forms off. I do it a little bit different on myself because it gets really hard to work with these nail forms on. My light is a sensor light, so when I stick my hand in, it just knows my hand is there. I have to fold up the bottom of these or the sensor just goes right through where that divot is. Now I'm going to come in with Gershion clear and 91% alcohol. I use alcohol as my slip. So I just wet my brush really well. This brush is from a set I'll link below. I'm just doing the tip. I'm not building the whole nail. The design that I'm doing, I don't want to have to try to do with the nail forms on, so that's why I'm doing just the tip first. And since I'm doing 2 nails right now, I'll get one how I like it and then I'll flash cure it before moving on to the second one so that I don't mess up or bump the nail form and mess up the nail that I did first. nails are done, I'm coming in and removing this sticky layer so that I can shape them and buff up the tops to make them really smooth. I use a 100-150 grit file to shape them, and then I come across the top with the 150 side. So the design I'm doing is ombre, and I'm going to do a different color on each finger. I just use a makeup palette for my art, so like I'll put gel polish on it if I'm doing a gel polish design or whatever. So I'm going to put out clear polygel. This is a brand I got off of Amazon. I don't like it for encapsulating. It yellows a little bit when you cure it, but it's great for mixing mica powders into or gel polish into to color your polygel. I just used a spoon that came with these. You need very little. If you use too much, it won't cure all the way. Now I'm just going to use the tool the makeup palette came with to go through and mix all of these together. I did get too much powder out for some of these, so I partially mix it and then I'll scoop it onto the tool so I can come in and wipe off the extra powder. Again, you don't want too much powder in there or it won't cure. Now that they're all mixed, I'm just going to decide which nail I want to start with. And then I use the tool to scrape it onto the tip of the nail. I do get out of frame a few times during this video, and I apologize for that. I didn't realize while I was filming. The mica makes the polygel thicker, so it does get a little bit more stiff and a little bit harder to work with. I should have gotten a firmer brush than what I'm using, and it would have made it a little easier. I'm also working a little bit too thick with this colored polygel. You want it thinner, and that'll make ombreing it easier than what I ended up with. But you just want to thin out that color as you go towards the cuticle, but you don't want to go all the way down to the cuticle. Once I get it how I like it, I'll flash cure in between each nail, and I do the same thing for each nail before I stick my hand to my big lamp and do a full cure. Now that I have fully cured the color, I'm going to come in with Gershion Cover Pink, and I put a bead of that down by my cuticle, and I work that up, thinning it out as I go over the color to create the ombre effect. I do have to come in with a little bit more a few times to get it how I like it, but once I get it how I like it, I flash cure it before moving on to the next nail. And once I have all the nails done, I'll do a full cure in my big lamp. Once those were fully cured, I removed the sticky layer, and then I'm going in and picking out some silver foil. I got these foils pre-mixed at Hobby Lobby, just a craft store. I'm going to use my tweezer and tool to break those down into smaller pieces. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to put a layer of rhinestone gel glue on each of the nails. I did get out of frame really bad while I was doing this, so I cut most of that out, but I show you a couple nails. I just use a small brush that came with it and coat the whole nail like you would with gel polish. And then I apply the foil in like a diagonal pattern. Once I have all the nails how I like them, I'll stick my hand in my lamp and do a full cure. Once I had the foil cured in place, I came in with my Gershion clear to encapsulate, and I put a bead of that on each nail. The Gershion clear is really good about staying in place, so I did not flash cure it this time. But I got each nail how I liked it, and then I cured in my lamp for a full cure. Once those were cured, I removed this sticky layer. I'm going to use my 150 grit nail file to sharpen the shape up a little bit and go around the cuticle before I come in with my drill. Now I'm going to come in with my drill and a medium sanding band. Polygel's soft, so you don't always need to use a ceramic bit or a carbide bit. I'm just going to remove some bulk, go around the cuticle, and start to smooth out the nail. Now I'm going to come in with a hand buffer to smooth out the nails. It is a 180 grit, and I'm using the 180 grit side. Once I buffed all of the nails, I did go in and top coat them. I didn't realize my phone had stopped recording. After I cured the top coat, I went in with cuticle oil and just massaged that in. And then I'm going to show you the finished product here. So I want to thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.